Well, on her letter, which is very concerning to the court, she has pictures of bruises, broken windows, hair pulled out, bald spots on her head, bruises on her wrist, a busted lip, a head cut on her head. Those are, I mean, what she wrote is incredibly heartbreaking. She basically says she's since the beginning of the year, this is 2025, the mental and physical abuse from the defendant has been ongoing. I've lived with a cycle of fear, anxiety, and emotional distress. She has photos and videos attached. I can't see the videos, obviously. This was just printed out. What devastates me the most is that my 3-year-old son witnessed many of these episodes. Is that your son too?
Yes.
He is so little, yet he has already been exposed to things no child should ever have to see. I cannot forget the moments where he stood there confused and terrified, watching someone he should have felt safe around yelling, breaking things, or hurting me. It breaks my heart to think these memories may stay with him. No child deserves to grow up in that kind of fear and chaos. Goes on to say you have serious anger management issues. Her greatest fear has always been and continues to be that you will lose your temper in front of her son or your son, especially if she's not present there. The most recent incident was the most terrifying. While I was sitting on the ground, the defendant stood over me and slapped me in the face, not once, not twice, but 3 separate times. My 3-year-old son witnessed the entire assault and cried, begging him to stop and get away from me. Several neighbors also witnessed the assault, and it was only when one of them intervened and told him to leave that he finally walked away from the scene. All right, Mr. Zelnick, as the pre-sentence investigative report, have you had a chance to review it?
It's accurate, and we'd ask for adoption. And Your Honor, it's only parenthetically that I could say I can't respond to written correspondence. At the previous hearing here, I made an attempt to introduce to the court some of the toxicity of the relationship between the parties. There's always
Don't victim blame though.
I'm
Like to try and, I mean.
I'm not going to do that,
okay.
Your Honor. That's what I'm saying is I'm not going to try to rebut or question what she wrote. That's her statement that she made, and whatever's happened. Mr. Garcia came in and pled guilty, and we accepted the pre-sentence recommendations. They're not together now. And the reason I bring that up, Your Honor, is I was contacted when Mr. Garcia was taken into custody. And at that point, the officers indicated that there was a variance in the story, and they didn't think the victim was going to proceed. So Mr. Garcia's come in, he's done the right thing, he's pled guilty. We'd ask the court to adopt the recommendations. But there's no reason, as I said, that's why I wouldn't read a statement, because all it does is fuel drama, Your Honor. Whatever's happened in the past should not be prologue. Mr. Garcia should go on his separate way, and that's what he's done, Your Honor. He's living with his mother in Lincoln Park. He's the manager of a construction company, and he works 40 to 60 hours a week.
I mean, there was a third-party witness to this. It wasn't just her word. There was a third party that got involved.
Right, Mr. Garcia pled guilty.
I know, but I'm just saying, he pled guilty. I get that. But it's concerning to me when I see he's got a prior DV case. He's got well, and you know what, Mr. Zelnick, you know how much I respect you, and I know you're advocating for your client, and I know that's your job, but this guy's got a problem. You've got a problem, and I'll tell you why. You didn't learn anything in 13 years. You didn't learn anything in 12 years. You're still beating women. What's wrong with you? Something's wrong with you.
Okay.
That you behave like this. And I remember your case because this woman told you she didn't want anything to do with you anymore. And you were sending her flowers, trying to pay her bills and doing this and doing that. And those are just other forms of abuse, right? When a woman tells you no, what's it mean?
No.
That's right. And that's something you're going to have to learn. Because if not, you're going to end up, you're just going to keep escalating. You'll be back. if you don't figure something out and figure out a way to, and I don't know if you saw that when you were growing up and that's how you think men act, but it's not how men act. It's not how men should act. So you get to decide the kind of human being you want to be. Because right now it ain't looking good. Slapping a woman in her face in broad daylight where neighbors have to come out and intervene. And I mean, your ability to do that in, right, most types of abuse, like domestic abuse, they happen indoors, right? Sexual assault, things like that, they don't happen in the public. They're secret crimes, right? And the fact that you have the audacity to do this in the open, in a neighborhood in front of your house, tells me what you do behind closed doors is even worse. And it gives credibility to her victim's impact statement that you were comfortable behaving like this in public. He's got probation, 12 months. He's got 5 days of community service, 40 hours in the city of Taylor, is directed by probation and provide proof. If you weren't fingerprinted, you're 2B, and you're doing 5 days in jail. Forthwith.
Your Honor, he said you give him 2 days credit for the time he served at the time of arrest. How many days did you give us a tour?
2.
And will they permit him to make a call to his employer, Honor? Because
he can make a call, but I'll give him 7 days credit too. 5 days in jail for what he did is, I'm being nice.
Yes, okay.
He can make a call though. I'll let my court officers know.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I wanted to indicate that I'm not quarreling when you read a statement. It's just,
Mr. Zelnick,